CABSAT 2016, the 22nd edition of this fantastic broadcast industry show, joined now by Paul Gudonis from Inmarsat. Paul, welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Andy.
What brings you and Inmarsat to CABSAT this year?
Inmarsat is all about satellite communications. We have a number of sectors we work in, but we serve our industry through an indirect route to market. So for us, it's all about the eco-structure, the partnerships we can build through companies that are based here in the UAE, but also in the Middle East and Africa, both for distribution, but also in the hardware side of things, so companies like Cobham that we have here today, and some of our solutions partners like QuickLink for some of the media solutions, which works really well, both in satellite and broadcast. But then companies like LibraStream working in the oil and gas industry for remote communications as well. So it's really about the eco-structure for us.
So it is across many industry sectors. Clearly you see this region as pretty important.
Yes, for a long time Inmarsat has been very much involved in the Middle East and certainly within the UAE. Previously the most important sector for Inmarsat has always been maritime. Dubai being a big hub for the maritime industry, it's always been somewhere where we've wanted to have a presence, to be close to those customers, understand what their needs are, and really develop those relationships. As we've grown as an organisation, we've moved into a number of other areas. So we now have an enterprise business unit where we focus on media, very relevant to this show. We have customers like Al Jazeera who use our services for broadcast, so this is important for us to be here. We also work within the oil and gas industry, mining, aid and NGO, and now growing very much into transportation sector. Another important area for us is aviation. So we have a number of aviation customers, and now one of the biggest hubs in the world, or the biggest hub I believe. Obviously the UAE is extremely important for Inmarsat.
So you are talking there of some evolving and emerging markets for your business. Where do you see that trend going in the next 3 to 5 years?
Well, I sit within the enterprise business unit, so that's very much about commercial land. So from my perspective, one of the biggest growth areas for us is machine to machine and the Internet of Things. So we're really looking at how we can get into sectors like agriculture, so how we can make farming smarter. So things like irrigation monitoring, the smart monitoring of crops. So even using UAVs, we have a company called Parrot Bebop on the stand today who have a UAV which can be used to fly out and assess how much crop is being used, what the standard of the growth is in the area, and then send that imagery back for analysis over satellite communications. So for us really this is about how we can take some of these, not just the connection of the satellite but the solutions, and provide those into the region. Outside of my particular part of the business, obviously government is a particularly interesting part for Inmarsat. So there's a lot of developments in the region from government sector, both in terms of military but also in terms of civil infrastructure and civil authorities.
Exciting times ahead. Paul, thank you for the insights.
Thanks very much, Andy.